An Atwood late? That's crazy. Does not sleep. Oh, dang it. What is the... I did this before. I can't remember it now. The one I always play. Something not. Anyway. I bought a bass. Yeah. If you guys know basses, yeah. It's a good one. Dragonaut. Thank you. But now I can't remember what it sounds like. I never plugged this thing in before just now. Hey, my brother's in the green room. I always get Dragonaut and that Sabbath intro mixed together in my head. Anyway. What did you do? Bought a Rickenbacker. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've wanted one of these since I was like a wee little teenager. No, Vic, you can't have it. Actually, there's a really funny story there. A friend of mine got arrested. And yeah, that's NIV, yeah. A friend of mine got arrested because we accidentally bought a stolen bass and I was seen playing it in public. Anyway, okay, this is Dead Dodge Garage Live. Woo! My sister's name is Dead Dodge Sister now, and now we're going to bring in Dead Dodge Brother.
That's messed up. Oh, there I am.
Where are you?
Hello. I'm in the back of the Fury. Don't you recognize the dome light?
No, I know, but like, it can't be comfortable.
Hold on. It's actually horrific. No, it's not great. This car is not as what. Look, you have a notification for it right there. Right there at the top. Dead Dodge Live with Colin. Oh, you gotta turn this down so I can't hear myself. That's gonna be horrible.
Wow. Fix it.
Sorry. Fixing. Okay, there it is. Whoops. Read any important questions in the chat. Anyway, this car is not as big as an Impala. It is not as comfortable to sleep in.
Yeah.
I like sleeping in the Impala.
Me and Hot Dog are sharing the back seat.
Yep.
It is
tight.
It's tight. It's not as good as it could be.
Yeah. Howdy, John. The Dead Dodge Garage Boys. That's right.
That's us.
Oh, howdy to Dan Tupper, Robert Fitch, Paul Steinberg, Vic, Martin, R. Hill.
Go on, happy dinner. Go on.
Give me back.
Can you hear Hot Dog in the background chatting about his taco dinner?
Yeah, kind of. What was that about a taco? You know what?
He's having a taco. It doesn't.
Nice.
Why do they make it difficult to view the chat in
mobile
on this website? Yeah.
Well, it's not ideal.
If I click join the chat, will it appear next to me?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Let's find out. Join the chat. Oh, I'd have to connect.
Robert Fish wants to read my hat.
What does it say? Uncle Caitlin says, hi, Henry.
Uncle Caitlin.
Functional histories. Yes, Dead Dodge Mom is in the background.
We'll see. Mostly Mopar, how's it going?
Okay.
Full garage. Mamadou Kante? Hello, brother. How's it going?
Who? Almost have these open, buddy.
Still suck. Empire S, how's it going?
Uh-oh, we got people looking at the car. We're going to have to chat with people about the car in the middle of the live stream. I hope everyone's ready for that.
Getting too weird. Michael, all the other people in chat, there are a lot. How's everybody doing? Hey, Slant wants to know, hey, from the deep south, how's the Fury holding up?
How's the Fury holding up? That is an excellent question. If you had asked me that question 4 days ago, the answer would be very badly. Today, the answer is actually really well. The car has had very few problems since we left Salt Lake City 3 days ago. Okay. Yes, buddy.
Am I dead Dodge hot dog?
Yeah, you're Dead Dodge Hot Dog.
I can
When we tried to leave,
background.
yeah, you should turn that down a little more. Do you need the headphones?
I'm gonna.
Here, plug those in. You just got headphones for Hot Dog. Good timing. Anyway, we got to Salt Lake City on Sunday with very few problems. And when we tried to leave Salt Lake City the first time, after fixing a broken power steering pump bolt, I'm hearing myself. It's not helping.
Yeah.
It's almost there. What else did we fix? We did some tuning on the car. We did the power steering pump bolt, and we did something else. In a minute. Have the root beer. And then we left, and we entered Wyoming, and the transmission blew up. The drive shaft in the car, which some astute viewers noted was too short, as it turns out. And we had a really bad vibration in the car, especially at like 80 plus. It vibrated, not really the whole car, but I could feel the whole engine transmission vibrating through the throttle pedal. It was truly awful. So we were going up into Wyoming, literally crossed the border, and the car started vibrating even worse, vibrating the whole car. Here, you should come into my lap real quick.
Your aunt.
That's fine. Yeah, that wasn't getting any
And,
noise through here now.
well, I'll help you in a minute.
Oh, hi.
There's the Dead Dodge Hot Dog. Anyway, so we lost the rear tail housing bushing, which took out the drive shaft yoke, and as it turns out, bent the main shaft in the transmission. So we spent a few extra days in Salt Lake City figuring all that out, and we ended up, in a minute, buddy, and we ended up buying a new transmission from Mike McCoy of Gears Transmission in Lehi, Utah, which is about 22 minutes south of Jordan South. And then we threw it in and had a good time. And the car's been great since, other than the fuel economy, which has been lackluster. So we got the first tank when Alex was still with us was like 11 and a half.
Whoa.
It was brutal. So I fiddled with the idle mixture. I had the screws at a turn and a half out each, and I turned them into like a quarter or a half turn each.
It still idles that way?
Yes. No, now we're at like one-ish each. I've fiddled with it more since. Conveniently, when we were trying to go over Mount Hood, the upper radiator hose blew off. And when I looked down into the thermostat housing, the thermostat, which is supposed to be kind of like this, was like this and was hanging wide open, which is why the temperature gauge didn't read any heat. So I fixed the thermostat, and then we got 17 miles a gallon.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's been up and down from there, but we did get a carburetor calibration kit at Speedway Motors in Lincoln, Nebraska yesterday, I think. And I put the thickest metering rods in the kit in the carburetor, and we got 19.8 on one tank.
Nice.
And that was nice. Well, part of that was going 55 because it was raining so bad I couldn't see the road. Sure. You really want to hear Uncle Jamie that bad? Oh, you want to hear your cousin? Okay. Well, here, hand me your phone.
She left.
She's not there.
Ruins your microphone.
Did you go go get her, please?
No.
I want to show her something.
She left. She's like making videos.
She left. If she comes back, she'll come back. He said that ruined the microphone.
Yeah,
I'll tell you if anything important happens.
You need both of those.
Here, what's going on there?
This is a mess.
Yes, it is. No, it wasn't plugged in. Hi, bye, Quad DDG. You can experience. Don't show this again. Okay,
Yay, we did it.
there you go.
Sorry to hear about your worm dog, Lovejoy. That sucks.
Okay, I'm ready to take 20 minutes to answer one more question.
Perfect. Transmission blew up. Drive shaft ruined. But
Yep, we got new drive shaft, new transmission. We're happy. Car is smooth. Drives really good.
Carburetor. Got it.
Carburetor. We've been tinkering.
You're making a video.
Yeah, it's probably like 3 videos. I don't know yet.
That sounds consistent with your character.
We'll get there. We'll get there. The first 5 or 6 days of the trip, we worked on the car every day. Like actually worked on it. The past couple days have just been fiddling with timing and carburetor adjustments and we replaced the speedometer cable today because that snapped when we were in Nebraska.
Just the inside broke?
Yeah, the cable where it like right where it went into the gear snapped.
Oh.
And we heard it. It started doing funky stuff and then it went tink and then the needle just went flat.
Wow.
It just went back.
It was horrible. So we missed about 695 miles on the odometer reading. But we got a cable at an O'Reilly that was $12 for a 66 Fury, and it was a little longer than the one I got from Brewers, but that one sucked. So hopefully this one lasts longer.
Good luck.
Yes.
Gary Hergert bought a set of small bolt slots for the green bean because someone wouldn't give theirs up. Tom sent, well, you don't have small bolt ones. Well, you do now. Yeah.
I do.
I don't have any others. Someone actually, too late now. Someone in Port Angeles is trying to get me to buy a set, Gary. I guess it's too late. Anyway, somebody didn't pick up a set of 15-inch small bolt center lines that were at the Portland swap meet.
That's messed up.
Well, the guy wanted like $850 and, you know. Yeah, but that's fine. Said someone also sent me a picture of some heads, some rebuilt 360 heads with new valves and valve gear and roller rockers for $200. And I was like, hey, I need those rockers.
Yeah, just the rockers sound worth that.
I know. That's what I said, but he didn't buy them.
Speaking of buying things, this transmission that I bought is the most expensive overdrive 4-speed I've ever bought. It cost $600. It was double the cost of the one we just blew up. But that was in $2018, so I guess they were worth more.
Jason, I'm sure you heard in whichever video it was where I said I was going to do that, but I never did. It's not too late though. David. Yeah, that was loud.
Yeah, it was.
Old Plymouth Garage. How's it going, Rooster? Living in the back of a Fury isn't the worst fate, says John Even.
I suppose he's right.
Loud, but I can't do anything about it, unfortunately.
Mine's too loud?
Apparently. I don't know.
It's because I'm using my beans.
Automatically adjust, reduce background noise.
Do I have options? Yeah.
It's set to automatic, so hopefully it evened out some, but if not, I apologize.
Oh, no, you can't have the beans. It ruins my microphone when you do that because it has 2 microphones.
Hopefully he's not echoing through mine.
That'd be funny. Audio, mic default.
I think it's fine. It's set to automatic. It should be fine.
Interesting.
$300 for a Magnum 360. It's worth double that. So good job.
Oh, here. I can do this. Is this better? Ask the chat if that's better.
Yeah.
I turned it down a little instead of being on auto volume.
It might make it worse.
It might.
Hey, Mark. Bell James. How's it going? If you're just joining us, you know who that is. And you could probably tell where he is, too. Thanks for dropping in, guys. If you don't mind, hit the like button, but only if you like it. I apologize for not getting to many comments yet, but, did you mute yourself?
Yeah, I muted because Henry was asking things.
Oh, No,
He really wants a bean so he can listen, but
No.
apparently that ruins the microphone.
no, you can't have a bean. Isn't there a pair of headphones for another phone or something?
Yeah, they're hooked into mom's phone.
Wow.
The headphones that I just bought for Henry so he could listen to things.
Them dang kids.
I know, babe, but
kids, yeah.
we're sharing. Yes, we got another good dab in the Walmart parking lot here.
Every time with that kid.
Yeah.
Stuff Rules dropped in a bit ago. How's it going? Alan Perryman, who's in Montesano, and apparently saw me in Home Depot and said something, but I didn't hear it, which sounds right. Cart 70, how's it going? Glenn Uromi. Yeah, enjoyed the truck videos this week. Yeah, what'd you guys think of all those friggin' Dodge trucks?
Is it Dodge Truck Week or what?
Well, yeah. I mean, I assume you've been too busy to watch videos.
The weird thing was, so I got a notification this morning for Raidmaker's truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I clicked it and skimmed it, trying to find myself in the video, like an hour later, I got a notification for yesterday's video, which, I didn't even know had happened.
Nice.
Wait,
you weren't in that video?
No, but I was in the middle of the installation. I was present.
Right. You also helped me move the Lancer, so you were in the video very briefly.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I was pushing it with the tractor, and you were sitting there looking, going...
That checks out.
Classic Dude Mike wants to know what Ian Anderson from the 70s is doing in my live feed. Yes, that's not the first time we've heard that.
Because I'm driving around the country in a broken Dodge, and now there's a guy looking through the back window at me.
And flashing.
I think he likes it. What's that?
This is just going to keep happening. Incredible. Hey, Jay, how's it going? Chris Greenhill's Garage. Colin's living the dream, working on old mopars and road tripping with his kid. Can't wait to see the 3-part, 24-hour-long director's cut. Yeah, that sounds right. Nice. Well, he seems to be busy talking to someone, but anyway, he did have some extra time built into camp in Missouri where they're at now, so he just ended up using that time earlier to make repairs. Center lines forever. I love them. I really like my small bolt set. It's just that other set had wide ones and pizza cutters. Would have liked to have those. Oh, awesome. Yes, I read about that in one of your community posts. Functional Histories has a website now, and Vic's going to see if he can track Stone Soup's progress on there somehow on a map or something. If you guys want to follow along Project Stone Soup, the Lancer, which I'm going to do one more video on before it leaves, make sure you go over and sub to Vic's channel if you haven't, Functional Histories, and check out his website, apparently. The Chesh brothers are here, and apparently there's Washington weather in southwest North Dakota today. That's great news.
Yes, he does.
And he's talking at you.
That guy used to have a Belvedere. I'm back.
Wow.
Something about driving it halfway across country and the engine blew up. I don't know. There is going to be like a 6-hour director's cut of this video. If it's all one video, it's going to be ridiculous. I'm trying not to film like when we did the Impala trip. Yeah, I'm trying not to film too much. When we did the Impala trip, it was only 4 days and I shot a lot and I did a bunch of clips that I kind of turned into sped up montages of driving.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to just take short little clips of driving and then shoot the important stuff. And because we're not driving a fully reliable Death Star,
there is more stuff to see.
There's more stuff to film between what, the boring parts.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot of
that. Missouri Truckin' Bear says, welcome to the Show Me State.
Oh, yeah. I've been here once before, but it's been like 11 years.
That was the New York trip, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was the New York trip. And all I remember from last time, we camped, and there were giant, like, horseflies. And Ben was not a fan of them.
That checks out. Howdy, Dalton Sparks. How's it going? Carburetor. Yeah. 318 Will Run. How's it going? Hey, enjoyed the Dodge truck content this week. Thank you.
Appreciate that. I don't know. Probably sometime.
I'm a fan myself. The video today is number one. It's the best in like a
Wow.
long time, actually. So
People like trucks, I guess.
I guess. Yeah, it's got 6,300 views right now. That's actually only 100 ahead of the Lancer video. So, that's pretty
Someone has
good.
to like the buc-ee
It's all
movie.
Oh, yeah, here.
evening out.
So we went to Buc-ee's earlier,
yeah.
and Henry has seen Buc-ee's in a YouTube video before with some other YouTuber kids. Yeah, I wasn't going to say their name out loud. I didn't want to get hit with a copyright strike or anything. Anyway, they went to Buc-ee's, and so Henry knew kind of who Buc-ee the Beaver was, and he was super excited to meet him. We saw the Buc-ee's mascot, a giant Buc-ee the Beaver. We got the Buc-ee mobile, and we got
the Buc-ee plushie.
Oh yeah, we took Buc-ee home with us.
We took Buc-ee home.
Here, over here.
Nice.
Very cute.
Buc-ee.
And then he got a Buc-ee hoodie. So Buc-ee's cleared me out, and we have to turn around because we're out of gas money. So much for Plymouth, but there's other Plymouths.
Yeah, but so much for Buc-ee.
All right. Chill with the Buc-ee. If anyone has any questions for Hot Dog about the trip or Buc-ee's, he really wants to participate in this live stream.
Clearly.
Buc-ee.
So
What's it got under the hood? Slant 6.
Yeah. People don't seem to mind when I tell them it has a 360. One guy has asked if it was stock. Most people that's a Cougar over there. A nice one. Look at that.
Ooh.
It's doing the round to the parking lot. Hold on. It's coming. It's coming around. There it is. Right there.
Ooh.
It's white.
Ooh.
It's old white muscle car show in the Walmart parking lot here in Poplar Bluff. Anyway.
Apparently. I like Cougars. That's one of my secret Ford desires. One of very few.
I was gonna say something else. Don't remember. Oh, there it goes.
Yes, there is a Lancer in the new Mad Max. I've seen it all over the internet. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. I saw that too.
So Spitfire Mike, which transmission went out in your brother's car and what did he replace it with? 833 OD. Yes, both. They're not a new process. It's a Chrysler transmission.
Well, isn't it new process? That's who made it for him. They just didn't put.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is an NP number for it, isn't there? That's the.
Why don't they have a
I think there is, but I don't know what it is. I know the
Chevy version.
The number for the Chevy version, which is NP 440, which is funny.
Okay.
That's for the 2-wheel drive version. There's a 4-wheel drive version, which I think has a different number, but I don't remember what it is. The RPO codes for those are MY6 and MY7.
Why do you know?
Because I had a 833 in the Impala. I had the MY6. And then when I needed a case, I was doing research and learning about them. Here.
Nice.
How about we just put Buc-ee in the corner so everyone can see him?
Oh,
how's that?
Anyway, yeah, it's an A833 is the Chrysler number for it. Anyway, 833 OD is what he ruined. The one that exploded, well, the drive shaft was the issue, but it took the transmission along for the ride.
Yes, and it was...
that was an iron case 833 overdrive. And what he replaced
I ruined the best one there is.
Yes, totally ruined. There's but what he replaced it with is an aluminum 833 overdrive, the more common one found in trucks and vans, mid 70s to 80s.
What? I just can't put it in the frame. It was
truck ever.
It was a real low mileage one, I think, from behind a Slant 6 in a truck.
Nice.
And it's the best shifting 4-speed I've probably ever had.
Wow.
I do have one problem, but anyway, carry on.
In case you guys don't know, David is the owner of that blue truck and the guy that was wrenching and covering himself in dirt in today's video. It only took us a year to get together and get that truck running again, so that was cool. Oh, apparently there's a Plymouth, Missouri, too, he says.
We've passed a couple already. We passed Plymouth, Iowa. Ish. Okay, that's great. If you have to cough, go cough over there, not in everyone's ears. And we passed New Plymouth, Idaho on like the first or second day.
New Plymouth.
Where in Missouri is Plymouth, Missouri? Because if we hit it, we can just go there and then go home.
Y'all, multiple commenters asked if you were going to, is it Plymouth, Illinois? Is that multiple commenters were like, "Is it this Plymouth?" And it was way closer to home.
No, there's a Plymouth in Washington.
That would have been so much easier.
Yeah, but where's the adventure in that? We wouldn't have blown up the transmission going to Plymouth, Washington.
Very true. Very, very true. Chewy, no. You did not see anyone use a digital torque wrench as a hammer in the Dodge truck video. You saw me use a Snap-on, very expensive Snap-on digital torque wrench as a hammer to try and free up my stuck socket in the Slant 6 video.
The color, the whole paint job is the color of mustard.
Glenn Uromi says, the newest Buc-ee's just opened a few weeks ago, about 10 miles from me. Haven't made it there yet. No plans to at the moment.
I don't know if I would have gone there if Henry hadn't gotten all excited about it, but they did have the cheapest gas price we've seen on the trip.
Someone called me. I don't know who. Don't call me. Bad time. Anyway. Neat. Oh, I'm not allowed to use the 4-letter F word. Well, it's technically a Mercury, but anyway. That's a digital hammer to you. Make sure you turn your digital hammer off at night.
Yes, exactly.
Is this the pre-Eclipse apocalypse live stream? I've heard only Mopars will run after the Eclipse, only if they have points.
Yeah, I don't have points. I'm screwed. We're not leaving the Walmart parking lot. And the security guy was very kind enough to inform us that this is not a good neighborhood, and the north end of town is better. But there's no Walmart parking lot with other Eclipse viewers in the north end. So here we are. So if the car doesn't run, basically we're going to get murdered in the parking lot.
Cool.
Ow.
Perfect. Computer's freaking out. Yes, the 383 powered truck is very fun. I was surprised. I wasn't. It's a big truck. I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but it's very fun out of the hole. It needs some tuning.
Where much?
But
no yelling on the stream.
Yeah. Empire Rust. What are the transmount options for 727 on a 71 satellite? O'Reilly listed a different version than my satellite has. We found the one it actually has under a 74. Yeah. So there's an early one and a late one. There are only those. Well, technically there's a really early one in like his car in the 60s, but 66 that went away, I think, right? I think there was 6.
Maybe.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
Sounds right.
So there's the standard 2 holes here, 1 stud. That was used 66, 7, 8, 9, 70-ish. And then depending on model, they started bringing in the through bolt style. So, you could use either cross member and either mount style. You can retrofit the round mount into the earlier cars with that cross member. But yeah, you just need to get one for that 74 application and you'll be fine. They're probably still listing the flat one for your 71. And I don't know what year exactly that changed. 73, they went to the spool engine mounts. So I thought that was it. But actually, E-bodies had that spool type transmission mount, I think from 70 on. So they were around. He stopped making sounds. Yes, David's really good at half tightening things, it turns out. Apparently, Plymouth, Missouri is near to Kansas City.
Oh, I'm not going back to Kansas City. It was raining so bad there when we went through. And also, the first time Ben and I went through there, we had difficulties navigating it for some reason because Google Maps kind of sucked in 2013.
Apparently, there's a Plymouth, Minnesota too.
Don't bother. Please stop. Please stop.
Yeah. I'm sure if Stone Soup is drivable, they'll find a way to make that happen. Oh, Plymouth, Minnesota is a suburb of Minneapolis.
I have seen that one. I don't necessarily know that we stopped there, but I definitely took a picture of the sign when I drove through there.
Nice.
The first time.
Yeah. Spitfire Mike, that's kind of been our experience. We've tested many different aluminum overdrives, and horrible noises are kind of the name of the game. We don't run the ATF. You run, half Lucas and Royal Purple or something? Sounds expensive.
That's what I thought I had in this one, in the iron one, because it was a good transmission, but it sure looked like ATF before I topped it off recently. So I've been topping it off with ATF. But this one, I put Synchromesh and Lucas in. Yeah. Apparently Synchromesh is a GL4 fluid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So I've got
we talked about that.
I thought it was mostly for like newer. I thought it was for newer, better transmissions like the T56,
Those two, I guess.
which I do have synchromesh in my T56. But
That's
yeah,
what
I had no idea.
The TKO and the whatchamacallit as well, the Studebaker.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I will say, pumping fluid into the transmission in Jordan's driveway was one of the worst parts.
I'm sure it was.
Like installing the transmission, Jordan helped me lift it up in there, bolted it up. Everything else was together in like an hour, and then hand pumping fluid in and trying to use Jordan's
another hour
drill pump. Another hour, yes.
Yeah.
And then another hour drilling stripped bolts and going to the hardware store because the shifter adapter was stuck on.
Oh yeah.
Because someone installed them with an impact, and he thought he did it gently, but the last time he tried to remove the adapter, he broke a bit off and stripped the bolts.
Who's someone? Got it.
So I had to drill them this time.
Nice.
Luckily, it's a very commonly stocked bolt at most hardware stores.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
countersunk hex or Allen, whatever. Yeah. Anti-Stupid wants to know if we're going to do a duet.
Duet?
No.
What kind of duet? No, probably not. No.
First off, there's a time delay.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Hey, Michael O'Donnell, how's it going? Yeah, the 383 sounded amazing. Did you know that headers and purple hornies on a 383 make cool stuff happen?
I could guess. I didn't get to that part of the video. Well, I think I zipped through it, but I didn't go back and listen to it. I did want to hear it.
Yo, it sounds good. As soon as we heard it run, David said, "You're not getting the purple hornies back."
Aw, which purple hornies were those?
I don't know. One of them has been cut at the front, bent over, and welded, and I'm assuming that was to fit an A body and go through the exhaust cutout. Yeah. I think I remember doing that, but I don't know what on. I'm pretty sure your old ones were the ones. One of them ended up on the gold truck.
Yes.
And then I don't know what happened to the other one.
The other one ended up
longer
on something, which is weird because they were really loud.
They were.
It ended up on something, but now I don't. No, I don't remember. Was it on the van?
No. The van still had a stock muffler until it fell off.
You're right. When I had the other van briefly, that belonged to that guy we're not going to mention, I once used a chunk of pipe with a purple horny on it as a hood prop, but I think that was still when it was on the Duster.
Interesting.
So I don't remember what it went on. It went on something. Maybe something with the Slant 6. You can go up one click.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember, but yeah. Anyway, 383 plus headers plus purple hornies equals party.
Cool. Good to know.
Bigfoots and Mopars, what is up? Bell James had a 67 Cougar 2D9 4-barrel, rebuilt it, then broke it in by driving to LA. Nice. Yeah, I'd really like a Cougar. I think they're beautiful. Oh, there's also a Plymouth, Wisconsin.
A Plymouth what?
Wisconsin.
Oh, huh. How have I not been to that one?
I don't know. Did you bring your welding helmet to see the Eclipse?
No, we have actual Eclipse classes.
Wow. Are they from the last Eclipse?
No. Well, some of them. We have an assortment. No, Mom got me and Alex a thing for this trip. It's got this Eclipse glasses, and it's got a phone camera filter thing.
Wow. John Even, I'm throwing the 360 in a 66 Coronet. Don't have a transmission yet, but I'm thinking of shoving an MB3500 from a truck will be the cheapest and easiest thing. Am I thinking like an idiot? Yes, you are, because they don't fit. You can make it fit, but easiest? No. If you really, really want to stick transmission, I mean, cheaper, the 3500 is going to be cheaper than, say, a TKX, which is what, $5,000? Something?
Just the transmissions are actually pretty affordable. They're around $3,000-ish, maybe a little less.
Thinking like the Silver Sports kit that gets you everything.
Oh, sure. Yeah, kit. Yeah, you'll probably be up $5,000. I might have to research that kit eventually for this thing.
Yeah, anyway, that would fix everything wrong with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is a chunk of money for sure, but it's actually going to fit in the car, kind of. The 3500, a good bit of your floor is going to become extra real quick. So they don't fit in these cars very well at all. It's been done. People have done it. It's doable. I'm not saying it's not. It's just, it's not quick and easy.
Mm-mm.
The old school 4-speed is easier, but then, you got to find all the parts and such. So there's that. Don't eat the yellow snow. Chris Easter
Not
has
gonna.
one.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yes, yeah. So Chrysler did use ATF factory in the 833. And I don't know if that's all years or what, but
I think I was just doing research on this, so I should probably know. I don't know that it was all years, but it might have been
a lot.
And then depending on, yeah, I think it was. And then they say if you get excessive gear noise at idle, then you should put in
rollover noise.
Yeah, then you should put in gear oil. And the modern day stuff that you need to put in is GL4. Don't do GL5.
Yeah,
it'll eat up the brass.
Yep.
The synchros.
Bad stuff happens. Yep. So use GL4. But yeah, ATF is the factory fluid. We don't run that. Well, we have apparently.
So, sometimes we do.
Sometimes we do. I think I can't remember if I put ATF in my Dart one or not. I don't know. It's been a long time since I had to fill one. That's not true. I just did the Demon transmission. What did I put in that? GL4. Yeah, I put GL4.
The stuff from the Stay Lube, the Sta Lube.
The Sta Lube from the crap rate. Yes, that's what I did. And I have more of it for the gear swap I never did. Nice.
That stuff's hard to find out across the country.
The Sta Lube?
Yeah, I tried to find some. Napa carries it sometimes, but it's like back ordered in every store I looked. Hey, what's up?
Classic dude, Mike. Best Mopar experience for me was an 80 Dodge pickup with the 77 Volare Slant 6. Worst was the Sebring convertible. Yeah, that sounds right. We had to pull the engine out of a Sebring convertible once to change head gaskets or water pump because it's timing chain driven in that engine. Oh, the stuff of nightmares. Oh, we just got a super chat from Matthew for $4.99.
All right.
Picked up a super clean 63 Polara. Jealous. The Poly 318 is seized. Do I build the Poly or go to a Magnum? Here's a few nickels. Have a beer on me. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I have a root beer.
Yeah, it's like beer. Where are you at on that? I think I know where you're at on that.
I think you probably do too. And my opinion is, yeah, have the rest. I don't care. I'm going to come out of left field and say building the Poly would be pretty cool. But no, you should do the Magnum.
Yeah. I like Polys. They're cool, but especially if it's already shot ski. I mean,
right.
Nothing on a Poly is easy.
That guy likes it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, you can get performance parts nowadays. There's a company making stuff, but it's
Magnum
expensive.
Already has all that out of the box.
Basically. Yeah, you could do a better Magnum for cheaper, and it probably way less.
Yeah,
and it's not like a Poly 318 matching numbers matters.
No, not at all. So, your car's a Poly car.
Yes, it was Poly with a push button, and they're both long gone.
Right, and they'll never go back in there.
Good riddance.
That engine was long gone in like 1970, wasn't it? Or no?
Yes. Yeah. Well, he got the car in 1970. Stop. And then he put the 340 out of a TA Challenger from the junkyard in it, but I don't know what year.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever drunkenly remembered what year it was.
Yeah. Have we ever talked about how that car was like a street racing menace?
I don't know. I think you touched on it in the first Fury video, which I briefly reviewed. Would you stop? I thought it would be funny if we redid your first Fury video, showing off all the things we fixed before the trip, but we kind of ran out of time.
What a profound disappointment.
Yeah, oh well.
Too much stuff to happen. Too much stuff happening. Empire Rust. I am tempted to use the O'Reilly's Premium ATF in my 727. It works fine. It's not a problem at all. I run Type F. I have found that it gives firmer shifts, and firmer shifts are longer transmission life. Lots and lots of people run it. It's good stuff. The only difference between the two is additive package. That's it. So the premium ATF, O'Reilly's Premium ATF is Dex Mercon Universal Transmission Fluid, which is the evolution of Dex 3, which is the evolution of the original Dex, which is the evolution of Type A, which is what they use. So it's fine. That is the right fluid. But Type F, I have found, works better. So I always run Type F. And I've also mixed the two many, many times. It's fine. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, won't be a problem at all. Michael Adamo, I was late for the stream. Did something happen to the Fury? Can you give us the TLDR version this time?
TLDR transmission blew up. I had to buy a new transmission in Salt Lake City. We were there for 4 days. Yeah, we were going to camp in Missouri for 2 days, and instead we camped on Jordan's couch.
Yep, perfect.
Everything's been fine since.
Be a man. Stare at the sun.
I kind of am right now. I've got one of my little LED magnet lights right in front of me.
Yeah, nice. I noticed.
I'll stare at the real sun tomorrow. Well, Thank you, Henry.
Henry, you're
he's trying to ruin things.
You're almost better lit than I am. Make it fit, as in mounts don't fit or won't fit in the body. Yes. It doesn't fit at all. You're going to have to build a custom cross member. You're going to have to cut away a chunk of the floor. The torsion bar cross member that's welded to the floor is going to be in the transmission, I believe. They don't fit. They really don't. You can make it fit. And then you'll need to get, set the pedal up for hydraulic clutch, which is not a problem. That would be the easiest part of the concoction there. But yeah. No, we are very much emissions exempt. And
what are emissions?
What's that?
What are emissions?
What are those?
what is those? What is that?
A transmission.
No, emissions.
Nice. If you decide to hit Plymouth, Wisconsin, Stage Zero Jason will treat you to lunch.
Where in the state is that? Because we're going through Wisconsin. We're coming. Thank you, Henry. Please hold. We are coming. Michigan is going to be my 48th state. We're going to go like straight up Michigan over the bridge to the UP, and then we're going to come into Wisconsin that way and kind of go down and then across. But we could divert course slightly to go to another Plymouth.
Rad.
I can pull up a map, but that's too much work right now.
Way too much work. AX15 is smaller and cheaper, but might explode. Yeah, there is a bell housing you can use. Yeah, because they came behind 39V6s. So you in Dakotas in some years, so you can get that bell housing or just the V6 AX15 and put it behind a small block, and it will work. People have done it, but it's still not going to be a direct fit by any means. You're going to have to do some stuff.
I mean, your internet connection is too slow.
Willie the Wave says, "I love you guys, freaks that you are." Oh, that's kind of backhanded.
Wow, that's messed up.
Thanks, Willie.
No, it was not there. I'll let you know.
Old iron, as per usual. I was here.
Nice.
Mom said, "Hi, Willie. We appreciate the lobe."
What?
Nice.
I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, 63 Polara. I'm a little jealous there. I really want one. Mom's laughing. I can see it.
Is Mom laughing? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. NB3500, when used by Dodge, used 10W30 synthetic engine oil. When in a GM, had special lube, probably synchro mesh.
That's what I would guess.
The thing about manual transmissions is there are so many different. Yeah, there are a lot of different ways you can go. Honda sticks, I seem to recall, use engine oil as well.
Focus 5 speeds, not the older one. Older being 90s, but the early 2000s ones, I'm pretty sure I put T6 in a couple of those.
Yeah.
It's like T6 is almost identical to the whatever magic honey oil they put in those.
Yeah, Redline manual transmission oil. Anything from Redline is probably good stuff. Redline's quality.
I like Redline, but I never buy it.
Bobby's B. Question. I've changed needle and seat in my 750 Holly 5 times and 2 power valves, and it still pours gas into the motor after I run it. Your thoughts? How much gas? Where are your float levels? What kind of fuel pressure are you running? And finally, Nope, don't remember. Is it physically dripping out of the mains? Is it like you can see fuel flowing down there? Because that would be an indicator of, either a high float level or maybe boiling fuel. I mean, that's possible. Yeah. Those are the thoughts that I have.
The stable is longer. Is it 4 levers?
Ugh. Yeah, Sebrings are terrible. Plastic impellers. Yeah, this one,
Gross.
it just like it started piddling, I seem to recall. I don't know, but I remember taking the engine out of that Sebring and it sucked.
Yeah, I thought we did do head gaskets on that one too, but I don't remember why.
Well, I think maybe it overheated, and so I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe it overheated multiple times, and it was because the water pump was bad, so we took it out to do all of it. But
That's possible.
I don't know. I hated that car. That car was awesome. We did all kinds of stuff.
I'm glad it died.
Me too. Jeff Deal. In the Ford world, Type F fluid is a shift kit in a bottle for Mercon units. Yep, that's exactly how us Chrysler guys use it. Well, thanks, Brad. Have a good night. Spitfire Mike. What years had the cast iron 833OD, and are there any differences between it and the aluminum case version? Also, what did they put them in? So the iron OD B-body length.
Yeah.
It wasn't in any B-bodies.
That's the tricky one, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what you had.
Oh, hold on. I fell.
Now you've done it.
Yes, but I don't.
What it came out of.
Vans, trucks. I don't know what that one came out of originally.
They're truck van. I just don't know. I assume earlier years were iron, and then they switched to the aluminum case across.
Yeah, I know in A bodies it's like 75 and maybe 76 are iron, and then they went to the aluminum
for the F bodies and stuff.
Or they could be iron, yeah. Because my good one that's sitting on your shop floor, I think the date code is 75 on the side cover. Is it still leaking? That's really impressive.
It's probably done leaking by now.
Anyway, trucks and vans. That's the short version.
Yeah.
Differences?
What's that?
He asked about differences between aluminum and iron, and as far as I know, the only difference is the case itself. The iron one's a little stronger.
Yep.
The aluminum one, the counter shaft.
There are no functional differences between the two. There are no part differences. They are the same. The problem is the counter shaft mounts in the case, and in the iron case, iron is strong. Counter shaft stays put. In the aluminum case, the counter shaft tends to start moving. And once it does, it wallers out the hole in the case, moves out of spec, and then it makes horrible rollover noise and shifts bad. And so it can be fixed. You can have a bushing put in the case to support the shaft. But yeah, anyway, far as I know, there are no other differences in that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Buddy, I got to stretch this leg out.
I saw
Why don't you lift your brain?
I don't know what it was.
Why don't you lift your leg?
Speaking of oils, I need to change gear oil in my truck. Is modern gear oil fine for old rear ends? Yes, as long as you don't have a limited slip that requires an additive. If you do, you need a fluid that specifically is good for that, or the additive. You can just get the limited slip stuff. For your regular differential, you're just fine. Just get 80W90, and pretty much all the time, it's going to be just fine. Bobby's B, that's very common. Runs perfect, but awful to start after it sets 10 minutes. That's exactly how my charger is with the Edelbrock, and the float levels are fine. The calibration is fine. That thing cold starts amazing, goes down the highway great. It's never rich. It's just spot on. But after it shuts off, heat soak, boils the fuel in the carburetor. It ends up working its way into the engine, and then it's basically flooded. And so every time I hot start that car, it's foot to the floor, crank it 5-6 seconds, and it'll fire up. So yeah, you may just, I don't know. I mean, do you have a carb spacer on this car? How hot is your fuel getting? How hot is your carburetor when it's sitting there idling? These are the kinds of questions I would have. If it runs perfect and has no other mixture issues, then yeah, that's probably what you're dealing with. It's very common these days. Very, very common. Oh, no. the car got fixed in our friend Jordan's driveway in Salt Lake City, Utah, and he's now in Missouri with whatever. It's been doing fine for a couple days.
Mhm.
Larry Pollard says there's also a Plymouth, Michigan. Didn't you mention that one a minute ago, or no?
No, that was Minnesota.
Minnesota. Rooster says, you come to Minnesota, come see me. You might as well. Jamie did.
Yeah, we'll be going through there.
He put me up in his Airbnb.
Right on.
Guest bedroom. No, the service and hospitality was excellent. 5 stars.
No, stop. He's already said hi. He was on the
Plymouth,
screen.
Indiana. Maybe that's the one people kept asking about was Plymouth, Indiana. I think you mentioned that one. Pungent dude. Yo, Plymouth to Plymouth. He's getting there.
We are, I would say, halfway there. Or a little more.
You got to be more than halfway there.
Yeah, we're like 2,500 miles into the trip at this point, but like 82 of those we did twice. What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
That's your cold medicine, dude.
Jason says Plymouth is east central Wisconsin. And heck, I got rooms.
East central.
Yeah.
Okay.
John Even. My modern rotted brain wants 5 speeds against better judgment. I know, and you're not the only one. People do that. People want that, and I get it. But like, remember, this is an old car, and no matter what you do to it, it will still be an old car.
That's
no matter
true.
how many speeds you give it.
That's true. Speaking of which, this car is. Can you stop with your foot? This car is much better to drive on the highway and over mountains than the Impala is. The Impala has an amazing drivetrain, but drives like a wet noodle. This is a pleasure to go around corners in.
I'm sure it is.
It's very good.
It's got a lot of good parts on it to make that happen.
Yeah.
I don't want your Polara. I just want a Polara. The 63.4. There's a 64 white one that we knocked on a door trying to inquire about up in Bremerton because it would be the perfect match for that car. I don't want your turd brown 76 Aspen. My Valeri's for sale too. No one will take it. Plymouth, Wisconsin, due west of Sheboygan. So take 43 south, or you can come down 41 south and cut east on 23 when you hit Fond du Lac.
Okay, yes, I know where Fond du Lac is. That's south of Oshkosh. Okay, we could possibly do that.
What are all these places? Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, Oshkosh.
Yeah. None of
this makes sense.
They're all very strange. Don't forget Eau Claire, which starts with an E. None of the name pronunciations made any sense, and my local tour guide was making me guess how to pronounce town names and laughing as I butchered them.
That's a good way to learn. That's great. Shame.
It is.
Oh, apparently it's Plymouth, Wisconsin. It's also right near Road America.
Okay.
Art Hammock wants to know, I have an 77 W150 factory 400 727 203. I have a friend who gave me a 205. Is it worth swapping the transfer case? Probably not. Here's the problem you're going to have. Now that W150, is that a short bed or a long bed? Because if it's a short bed, you'll barely have room for it. If I am recalling correctly, the adapter. Okay, so your 203 is a married case, right? Is this 205 the married case, or is this the divorced version that was common in, all kinds, like that blue truck that's here? It's the club cab long bed. It's got a divorced 205. That's pretty standard. Okay, it's a club cab. So it's just like this one. And it's got a 203. Lame. This one's got the 205. So you got plenty of room then. But the 203 is married. So the 205 that you got, is it the married type with the flange that bolts onto the output of a transmission? Or is it the divorced type that has an input yoke where you have to use a short little shaft? It is married. Okay. So I don't know if the married tail housings are the same between 203 and 205. I'm not sure. And there may be some kind of adapter you can use to make it work. I'm not really sure. I've never actually done that swap myself. Now, I don't mind the 203. Part-time two-wheel drive would be cool. But I've had a lot of good times with 203s. They seem to be pretty stout. There's also the part-time conversion you can do with the 203, which would be a lot easier than the swap. And the other thing is, even swapping the case, you're still going to have full direct drive or whatever hubs where everything's spinning anyway. So then you'll want to put manual locking hubs on it, I'm sure. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work to me. Personally, I wouldn't bother. I'd sell the 205 because it's worth money and move on. But, the 205 is kind of the best. 203s are okay. But, yeah, I don't know. It's up to you. It's a big job. You got to have all the right stuff to do. Yes, 75 and 6 dart lights and feather dusters, yes, had the aluminum case. I was going to mention that. Pickups were all iron. Well, they weren't. I mean, they may have been in 75 and 6.
In the early ones, yeah, that's probably.
We're saying, but later on, no, they were aluminum. Vans and trucks. We've had a lot of those. Well, at least a handful of those. There's one in our van right now.
There's one in the van, which came out of this car. There's one in this car. There's one in Jordan's garage, Mom's garage, and the Barracuda.
Well, the one in Jordan's garage is iron case.
Oh, well, just aluminum. Yeah, fine.
Aluminum. Yeah.
Knock that
You
one
said
off.
they were all iron. No. And then don't forget the ruined one, which I assume you have somewhere.
Yeah, that's the one at Mom's.
Bobby's B, stock fuel pump, 5 psi, float levels below the sight windows. It only drips fuel in the secondaries. My Demon has an intermittent issue where the secondaries only are getting hot and boiling fuel. So I wonder if you've got the same thing going on. Nice. Classic dude Mike, swap the Volare Slant 6 on the street in front of my house. Fun times. I installed a Cummins on the side, the curb, the side of the street in front of our old shop. That was fun.
Oh, the blue truck?
Yeah, and the blue truck. Yeah, and it was so heavy, the picker would lift it barely, but we installed the 5-speed on the ground after. And Jared Leopard helped with that. Jared Leopard was the guy we called when we had to install very heavy transmissions.
Muscles.
Ray's late. How's it going, Ray? Is there any way to mount a Fox body 5-speed? That's a T5, right? Figure out a bell housing and, of course, a drive shaft. That, too, has been done. Yeah, it's been done. There is a way. Of course, there's a way. With enough machining and fabrication, there's a way to do anything. But there again, it's kind of like cost benefit. What's it going to take to make that happen when you could just buy a TKX? So
right.
But it's been done. It definitely has. Mopar Pollock says, my Summit carb has been better than an Edelbrock, but the cheapest one is $415. The only Summit carb I've ever tried, I hated, and I might have thrown it in the scrap pile, or it might actually be in the carb buckets. I'm not sure. Phenolic spacer, thermoquad, or both. Yeah, good call.
Yes.
Good call on that. People are always talking crap about the thermoquad. Throw it away. They just don't understand.
My thermoquad, my good one, I had on this engine in the Valiant. It leaked gas, and it got 21.5 miles a gallon.
Leaking gas. Yeah.
I should have put it back on.
Yeah. Michael, bought an Edelbrock, made a wood carb spacer, solved the boiling fuel problem. Yep.
I've heard of people doing that.
Yeah.
I like it.
I respect it. I've never done the wood carb spacer, but I respect it.
I like the phenolic spacer myself.
Well, bad float, Bell James, if it was a bad float, then he'd have a high fuel level. If he's staring at the window and it's still, down and not flowing out everywhere, then we know it's not a bad float. Good evening, all classics. I tried to call you yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, I was on the road for 7 hours. I drove yesterday. See, I didn't have to be on the road for like 6 days. So instead, I drove to, come to me, south of Salem.
Eugene?
South of there. Nope, don't remember.
Anyway. Mom, what's south of Eugene?
What?
What's south of Eugene?
Corvallis? Roseburg?
Corvallis?
Albany.
Yeah.
Albany, Oregon.
How much was the base? Do we want to know?
No, you don't want to know.
How many transmissions was it?
3.
That sounds about right. Right on.
Oh, wait, just under 3.
Okay.
Just under 3, but it was the cheapest one on face tubes. And I could have gotten one about the same on the internet delivered to my door, but like,
Where's the adventure in that? Wait, what did you
drove
drive?
7 hours round trip to Albany, Oregon to buy a very expensive base.
Did you drive the Corolla?
I did.
Wow.
35 miles a gallon. What do you want? I almost drove my truck for the heated seat. I almost did it.
If you're driving in hot enough weather, any seat can be a heated seat.
I understand.
It's supposed to be like 80 degrees here tomorrow, apparently.
Good times. That sounds okay.
Yeah, hopefully someone will cover up the sun, though. Oh, we got another guy coming to check out the automobile.
Uh-huh.
Never mind, he's just trying not to get run over.
There you go.
He's over it.
Oh, Steve Ferozzi, waiting for your brother to arrive. I live just south of Plymouth. We can meet up.
Right on. We're going to the Plymouth Cars and Coffee next Sunday.
Nice.
Unless
you don't. Yeah.
Unless we don't. But the plan is to be there.
Plymouth Cars and Coffee next Sunday.
Yep.
Nope, I got nothing. I was going to say something. Oh, you're kind of sort of keeping the people updated on your Instagram too of your movements.
Yes, I'm posting mini stories, posting where we go and where we've been and what we've broken. I'd say I've been doing an average of 6 or 8 stories a day, just depending on what's been happening.
That's so many.
So there, and a number of people have been following along since you promoted my IG in your fuel gauge fixing video.
Yeah, I promoted my own in one of my videos, and I've gained like 30 or 40 now. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I got. I haven't looked at the number, but I think I got 40 or more.
I have like 4,500 followers on the Facebook page, and I don't even know why.
Wow, how'd that happen?
I don't know. It just started happening. All I do is post video links.
Well, sometimes that's how people get their YouTubes, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, so he's posting on Instagram and kind of keeping people apprised of his movements. So if you do Instagram, that would be a good way to check it out.
Oh,
all classics. Having a missed call. Well, I did leave you a voicemail, but you probably don't have the phone number if you don't see the missed call. So that's a problem. Message me later. Green Weenie says Uncle Tony's live. He should be getting off about now. Howdy, Dr. Art. If Dr. Art's here, that means Tony's probably off. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for dropping in. And if you would hit the like on the stream, please do that. It does stuff for this thing with the deal. I'm sitting here in my office, comfortable, with lots of space and a frosty
that must be nice.
Beverage. And this is my brother, Colin, who you may have seen doing some videos specifically on his Fury on the channel.
Mm-hmm. This Fury.
And he's sitting in the back of said Fury in a Walmart parking lot in Missouri.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey, speaking of Uncle Tony, briefly, where does he exist? In case the car blows up again.
Oh, Tennessee.
That's what I thought. Middle Tennessee. We're going to northern Middle Tennessee. We're going to a lot of Tennessee. It's pretty long.
It would be pretty uncool if you stopped to see Uncle Tony and I didn't get to.
I mean, you can tell him we'll be going through. You have his personal web zone.
I do have his inner tubes, yeah.
Yeah. Hot Dog will no longer be a part of this live stream, but his snoring might be. So if you hear snoring,
good, I think. Jonathan Pickle. Hi, Jamie. I was rewatching some of your old videos. Yeah, a lot of people have been actually, which is cool. That's what I always wanted, was for people to go back and watch the old ones. I've made a lot. Anyway, to the point that I've been rewatching some of my own old videos to remember things. Anyway, I was rewatching some of your old videos and was wondering what happened to that 426 block you had about a year ago. I never had a block. Tom had 2 of them or 3 of them. And what happened to that 426 block is capitalism. Because it turns out they're worth like thousands. So,
for just a block? Yeah.
Well, it was an unused, brand new on the crate, a little surface rusty, but unused 426 Mopar performance block or direct connection
Right
block,
on.
whatever, from the early 2000s when they still had them. And they'd sell you a bare block. This guy had bought like 3 of them or 4 of them. And so Tom bought however many were left. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. Maybe he only got 2. But yeah, so for a brief shining moment, we had 2 brand new 426 Hemi blocks in the shop. But I wasn't prepared to spend $7,000 on it. So
that's a lot.
And I would have had to buy all the other parts as well. Oh, yep. Everybody's dropping in from Tony's. How's it going, folks? Welcome aboard. I'm here chatting with the Dead Dodge brother. It is funny. I did that video. Should I put a Hemi in my Charger? And I decided very soon after that I wasn't going to do that because money. But people constantly comment to tell me still to this day whether I should or should not do that. Stage 0 Jason is in Fond du Lac. I knew that.
Okay.
I should. Yeah, I knew that.
I am familiar with that zone of Wisconsin.
Rad. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's what you were messaging me about and you wanted to talk about. Today, all classics restoration. Today was an epic day. My oldest son bought back my very first car I got 40 years ago and sold 24 years ago. That is awesome. Very cool.
What kind of car was it?
Great question. Wasn't Ford, was it? Jeff Deal says, if you need anything around Chicago, let me know. I have tools and a garage. It's full of Ford and BMW crap, but I do have my dad's old 392 Hemi boat race engine sitting here. Nice.
I need that. I'm hoping we're gonna avoid Chicago this time, and frankly, I hope I never go back. No offense.
Yeah.
If I do go back, you'll be the first guy I call. But I went to the Chicago area a few years ago to visit. Actually, this guy Cam Racing, he's on YouTube too. #represent.
Nice.
And that was cool. But driving around Chicago is terrible. And other than seeing Kale and a Bluesmobile on a stick, I don't want to do that again. So luckily this guy's in Ohio now, so we get to see him elsewhere.
Nice. I went to Chicago once and everyone told me that I didn't want to be there. So including the gentleman who I was there to meet up with to pick up that Charger. So anyway, good times. I saw something a minute. Dang it. Okay. There's so many comments and I am way behind, for which I apologize.
All right. Do like 20 comments in a row. Speed run.
All right, here we go. You could go to Hell, Michigan. You would love Rooster's 64 Savoy drag car he used to have.
Probably.
Wisconsin, behind the cheddar curtain. Find the sausages, cheese, beer, and cool people. Settled and named by the French, then taken over by the Krauts. Wisconsin was. When do you know to customize versus keeping everything stock and original? I personally like to toe the very fine line between the two. I like to customize certain things, but certain things I want to leave exactly how they're supposed to be. We always go for little suspension upgrades. Brakes that work are a nice thing to have. Chassis reinforcement, I think, is a good thing. And we'll go for period good factory parts. That's usually the upgrades are period parts, with the exception of tubular sway bars. And, there are some other exceptions, but it also depends on the car. I mean, if this is a car that's all original, a car that's worth keeping original, a car that's collectible, a car that's desirable, a car that has value as it is, I wouldn't touch it. But if it's a Slant 6F body or a late A body that no one cares about, or like his car, it's cool, it's neat, but no one really cares about an original 318 poly push button 64 Fury. If it was a wedge car, if it was a cool factory performance model, that would be a totally different story. So yeah, that's kind of it. But my idea of customizing is never get out the cutting torch, change everything, body kit, lifts, whatever. I'm not about that kind of stuff. My customizing is always mechanical. pretty much. Anyway. Avon, yo! I changed the swing at work, so now you get to entertain me at the end of my shift again. Nice. Well, good, I think. Nice. Oh, Jay Slowy is here. Jay's the one that came and bought some Dodge truck bed parts from me and brought me a bunch of van parts. And he says hi to everybody.
Everyone says hi, except for Hot Dog. He's asleep.
He's snoring.
He had a burst of energy when we got to this Walmart, was bouncing off the walls, and thankfully he has passed out.
Yeah.
On my right.
Agreed. Yeah. 203s are not as desirable, but they are pretty dang good. And yeah, I've had several. Never had a problem with the 203 ever. They did what I wanted them to do. The full-time, it works great. The only problem with full-time four-wheel drive is you won't spin a tire, you'll get places. And then when you're stuck in your full-time four-wheel drive, you kind of already were in four-wheel drive. You've got your lock, but it will get you places you shouldn't be, is what I'm saying. And then you're kind of screwed. But anyway, yeah, I've had some good times with the 203 full-time case trucks. I think they're really good. Matthew, in your Slant video the other day, you mentioned a naturally aspirated Slant build. What's the scoop? I'm putting one together for my high school truck to put it back to a daily driver. Nice. There will definitely be video coming on that. It is going in a 63 Dart, two-door GT. The one we put a transmission in 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. Dave?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his Slant was built in the early 2000s, and it's just getting tired. It's got a weak hole or two, and it's just kind of vibrating and awful. And so we got to build a new engine. And I mentioned I have a lightweight 80s one to start with, and he liked that idea. So I'm going to sell him that engine. We're going to build that instead. We're going to use his. He already has a cam ground by Delta, so we're going to reuse his cam and lifters. We're going to reuse his cylinder head. But everything else will be based on the lightweight engine and new. Look at Hot Dog. He fell asleep, which is good because he was really loud. Anyway. What happened? Well, I don't. What the? Oh, done.
I want to build a Slant.
You might have to redo this because it's all messed up.
Well, how do I fix it?
Well, you're just gonna have to get out. Can you remake this?
Yeah.
It might save it as a draft. I don't know, but you're just gonna have to do that and start over. You can look in there and see if it shows as a draft, but I don't know if it does that. Anyway, Matthew, video will be coming on that. I haven't really dug into it yet. I still need to pick up the block and the crank and rods from my storage unit, which we need to clean out, by the way.
I'm in wherever I am. Yeah, we should probably do that. I tried to sell Josh the 4.8. Because he has that. Yeah, the 4-point grade. Actually, I still have dirty thoughts of trying to turn my boss at 6.2 into a 340 cubic inch LS.
Wow.
For reasons.
No comment.
No comment.
Dan Tupper says Green Weenie was the name of my buddy's family green Duster with a Slant 6 growing up. Green Weenie was the name of our 68 Darts Valiant sedan. Slant 6, of course, automatic.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Daly drove for a time. You drove for a time. I ended up with it, or did I? Did I pay Ben? I don't even know.
I think you did eventually. Yeah.
Should have kept it, but traded it back to Morgan, who we got it from, who then immediately sold it.
Yes, Ben and I and Hot Dog rode around in that car as a tiny little baby, and then when it went away, we drove it up there and drove back the Barracuda.
Right. Oh yeah. When the garbage can came home, yes, you drove the Valiant up there and brought back garbage.
And then I drove the garbage can for a week or two.
Oh yeah.
Kind of fixed the clutch, and then you ripped it apart.
I took the engine out. That was a bad idea. And then Zach got the car, and then it's all been downhill from there.
That worked out for me because the back tires that he bought are on the front of this.
Right.
And they're in really good shape.
I'd like to sell those, probably.
Oh, you have the wheels.
I don't want the wheels.
Oh, well, I have the
sell the wheels and tires.
Well, you have the wheels.
You took whatever. I'm good.
I told you I was doing it. I don't think you understood what I was.
No, I didn't know what you were saying. Bastard.
The Coopers are on the center lines, just on the fronts. Yeah. Yeah.
Very
Right.
true. The hours of your life that you spend cramming the wrong transmission in your car are free. That is very true. Yep, that's very true. And if you want to do that, I'm just saying it's a big, stupid job. And I just wouldn't. Empire Rust said 3 Summit carbs and all 3 had issues. Yeah, the one I tried was just total garbage. Avon, my favorite thing about when y'all hang out before the stream starts upon my arrival is seeing how far up I have to scroll when you read a new comment. Yeah. And you can't drink because you're on the clock, but I can. Indirect connection. How hard is it to burn a thermoquad? It has sensors and garbage on it. Don't just get a standard one. Just throw it away and
get a regular one.
It may be possible, but it's not worth it. And there are like holes going into places you don't want holes. I don't know what the failure mode is. Stop it. I don't know what the failure mode is if the electronics don't work. The one on my 79 Chrysler ran okay. I drove it, except that it had no accelerator pump. But I would just get rid of it. Just put a standard thermoquad on there. I mean, I've got like 7 of those here. They're not hard to get. So, yeah.
You had 7 thermoquads this whole time?
Wouldn't you like to know? Gary Herger, how many do you have?
2.
Maybe I only have 5. I don't know.
One's my good one. One's for parts that I probably pulled out of the bucket.
Yeah.
No, I think I just have the one in a body. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, read his.
Doesn't matter. Gary Herger, Spacer on the Charger 500. That's a 444 barrel, of course. Solved all of the gas boiling issues he had. So there you go. Good. Saw gas dripping on the butterflies. Yeah. I'm thinking boiling fuel still. That's what it sounds like to me. Ever round out the classic dude Mike, ever round out the bolts that fasten the flywheel to the pressure plate? Had to slam a 9mm wrench on it with a drill hammer. That worked. P.S. It was 18 degrees Fahrenheit under the truck. I don't think I've ever rounded those off, but I've rounded some bolts off in my time. I mean, yeah. Robert Fitch, speaking of slants, why is it necessary to remove the spark plug washers if the block has the tubes? I remember that requirement when working on an old 392, which also had tubes, but didn't know why. You want one or the other. Basically, the spark plug tube is it performs the same job as the washer. It is the gasket, essentially. And when you have the washers on there, they can like dig into the tube, and then the tube can end up all crooked and screwed up and ruined, and it's just not good. You're supposed to run no washer with the tubes. And it used to be really easy to get plugs with no washers, but these days the numbers for those plugs just give you washer plugs. So, yeah. But you want one or the other. And the other thing is it spaces the plug up out of the hole farther than it's designed to be. Whatever that may do, I don't know. Nice Rickenbacker. Yes, it is. It's awesome. I love it. It's fantastic. It's still got the stickers.
It's very orange.
Well, it's kind of red. This is Fire Glow. I wanted a black one. My wife said, you should get a black one. Black's cool. And I was all for that. But the black one that was for sale in Seattle, the guy got weird. I bought a Rickenbacker because I was a big FLCL fan when I was a teenager. What happened?
Did I just ruin everything? I was about to ask. I accidentally clicked a notification instead of...
You went sideways and froze.
Whoopsie.
Greetings, No Beret. 18 minutes ago, No Beret arrived to be professionally entertained some more. Great truck video today, Jamie. Thank you, No Beret. Appreciate that. Yes, the tubes act as washers. Nice. Yeah. And Robert Fitch, it's not at all uncommon to see. Again, like that one I did here. Someone got plugs for the Slant 6. They put the plugs in. They didn't know. It's common. You see it a lot. Steve Ferozzi will be at that Cars and Coffee.
Good. We'll see you there. Unless we die.
Or break something or whatever. Get you one of them seat heaters that plugs into the cigar lighter or whatever young people call it now. Thank you for that. Did you see that comment? Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I should. That would fix everything wrong with my car.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. Hey, don't forget to hit the like thingy. Eclipse, Black Hole song. Got to play the song as it happens. Nice. Jamie, swapping a 2000 Dakota V6 for a V8. Will the V8 run with the brain box, not with the V6 box? No. And you'll be missing 2 injector wires. You need the V8 computer, and you either need the V8 engine harness, which sucks in the Dakota because it's wrapped up with the rest of the wiring, or you can just add the wires for the extra injectors. Everything else is the same. But yeah, you can't use the V6 computer. No, it won't control the extra 2 injectors. And it'll be really, really confused by the crank and cam signals as well. Willie the Wave is just out of control in the comments.
Yeah, I gathered that from the few comments I'd seen.
Yeah. Nice. Good times.
Oh, what am I doing? I could be reading comments on Henry's tablet since he's asleep now.
Stacy said hello, and I did see that earlier. I apologize. There was a lot going on. Said hello, then had to leave. Been following the trip on Instagram, Colin. Quite the adventure. Was buc-ee's as cool as they look?
It actually was kind of cool. It was kind of a zoo. There were a ton of people, but there are like 100 gas pumps. That might be an exaggeration. I'm not sure. It didn't count. And we walked away with some buc-ee's merch, so I guess it was cool. Henry was really excited and was very happy, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I saw a picture of him hugging the buc-ee's mascot.
Yes, he fist bumped, hugged, and then they did a pose, and I got most of that in a picture.
Incredible.
Or multiple pictures.
Barry Kuda, how's it going? Ooh, Vic says, Jamie, check your mail tomorrow. You should be getting a little something. Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Ooh.
Tony's getting ice cream, so here we are. Howdy, Jeff Hutchins. How's it going? And Mexican Spec, how you doing? Oh, are you going through Arkansas? Have you been through Arkansas before?
I have been through Arkansas, yes. It was very windy. That was on the way back from the Florida trip in 2017. Super windy. Not going back. The first new state that we're going to be doing should be tomorrow, depending on insane Eclipse traffic. The first new state will be Kentucky, and then we're kind of going down into Tennessee and going northeast from there. So we're skipping Arkansas, the Carolinas, and anything south of that.
Gotcha. Just Mopar Joe's in Arkansas, so.
Okay.
I gotta get out there one of these years.
There you go.
Okay, I'm finally to the Uncle Tony raid comments. This is bad.
Perfect. Oh.
I saw a video of a guy who put a Detroit diesel in their Charger. Awesome. I ain't saying, and there is a Detroit diesel Roadrunner. I've seen that one. And this is Dead Dodge Able D.
Don't tell Miles.
What?
Don't tell Miles.
No. Don't tell Miles at all. I'm not saying, I'm just saying I've got a 453 Detroit 453 turbo in the bag. I had other ideas for it though. Oh, good. Not a Ford, 57 Chevy Bel Air. Cool. That's a great first car to have. Very nice.
Can someone smarter than me tell me if I have to sign into YouTube to watch or see stream comments?
You shouldn't have to.
I wouldn't think, but the Amazon Fire tablet thinks I do.
Huh. Richard Stanberry says there's an old story there in Tennessee about a school bus buried with a 426 Hemi in it. Old
I saw that comment earlier.
Warranty repair from the 60s, partly buried in a mountain. Like, powered by a 426 Hemi?
I have so many questions.
Have you hit any snow?
Yes. There was snow in Nevada. It wasn't really, I saw like 3 whole flakes fall out of the sky. Most of it was just on the road. The lowest temperature we've seen was mid to high 30s, or maybe got low 30s in Nevada, but short answer, not really.
Evening, Chris Freemaster. How you doing? North Carolina is not on the itinerary this time.
Nope. No Carolinas are.
Empire Rust. My wagon video is delayed thanks to the transmission mount issue. I assume you were able to get one because that one's super common too. I mean, they're in trucks, they're in E-bodies, B-bodies, all kinds of stuff. A bodies as well, late A bodies. Right? Didn't they put the spool one in A bodies?
The spool mount? Yeah.
Transmission mount in 73,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
I've never actually had one, even though I had a car that should have had one. But yes,
Yeah. Anyway,
they're supposed to.
been sitting 40-ish years. I'm replacing the screen and output seal. Anything else you suggest I tackle on the 727? Adjust the bands while you've got the pan out. Just look for debris. Make sure everything looks good. There's not much else to do. Yes, NP203s rock on ice and packed snow. Oh, awesome. Apparently we've gotten the gap between me and Junkyard Necromancer, who's in western Montana, covered. Cool. That's good news. I wonder where it's going. No, the late Slant 6 is still internally balanced. It was not externally balanced. Cast crank 340 went external balance. 360 with its cast crank was always external balance. But 6 cylinders are kind of inherently balanced anyway. Inline engines are always, they are more easily balanced anyway, just naturally for whatever reason. Don't ask me to explain that scientifically. But no, the cast crank late Slant is still internally balanced. Cast crank 440, same thing. Yeah, not a problem with Slant. Jeff Hutchins, what's it like having a brother that doesn't suck? Just curious, I wouldn't know.
How do we answer that question?
I think it's better if we just don't. You might not like the answer. Whoa.
Brutal.
Michael, I brought my daughter on a helicopter ride at that age coming back from Squib. My wife was surprised. Huh.
I took Henry on a train at 2, and we went to Wisconsin all the way from Washington. He did great. I think it helps that when you're on a train, you can kind of run around and get the wiggles out.
Yeah. Dead Dodge Sister, I have a great picture of tiny baby Henry flipping me off while asleep in that Valiant.
Good.
Yeah, she changed her name. She has less of an identity. I agree.
Yeah. Oh, Jeep guy with no doors and no top like that. He gave me the nod.
Was his left leg hanging out where his driver's door is supposed to be?
I didn't see that side of the Jeep. I saw the wrong side of the Jeep. I can't tell yet.
It's got to be out on the step or something.
Oh, what? No, he's just wiggling. I have no idea.
Classic dude Mike. Ever run across a Mopar outboard motor? Yes. Any good? I've never gotten to test one, but I've heard they're quite good. Mopar had a good thing going in the marine space in that time before they stopped doing cool stuff. I've heard they're really good. I've heard one run. Our friend Byron has actually 2 Chrysler outboards for the same boat, but it doesn't have paperwork and things are messed up and it's never.
Not worth it. Don't get that boat.
It's never happened.
Don't do it.
The Summit Carb I'm referring to is the top plate style, which is based on an Autolite. That Jeep? I saw the Jeep.
Yeah, that was it. Was his leg hanging out?
I saw the wrong side. I don't know.
Darn it. I couldn't tell. I thought he was going the other way.
Yeah, anyway, that's the Summit style performance carb that I'm familiar with. Do they have their own version of a Holly as well? Or no, wait a second. No, that top plate, that was crap. We had one of those that said Holly on it. It was spread bore and it had a removable top plate. It kind of looks like a Holly, but it was a top plate like an Edelbrock instead of bowls.
I thought that was the crappy one you were talking about.
It is, but
yeah.
Did it say Holly on it or Summit?
I'm pretty sure it said Summit.
You know what? I don't. Whoa, maybe there have been 2. There have been 2 because we took one of those off. We took a Summit. Okay, the one I was thinking of before was a Holly, I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. I don't know.
I remember a Summit one.
Okay, the Summit one we took off of a car because someone put it on there and it ran horrible. It was Garrett, Mustang. Remember the black Mustang?
Oh, yeah. I saw him recently. It's weird.
He had one of those on it, and it was terrible. And we took it off, put it in a box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And did we put an Edelbrock on it?
Probably. I hope so. Edelbrock's the move. Really? Back then, you weren't still in your Holly phase?
No, I don't. It's only been like 3-4 years. Everything that happened at the shop was 3-4 years ago now. Everything.
I mean, Technically not, but close enough.
Well, anyway, what I'm saying is all my it was 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
Remember that time we had a shop?
Kind of.
That was dumb.
I don't know. It was a couple years ago now.
Yeah, 3, 4. Tiny feet. Hey, Ben, I was so close to ordering a beer with the sushi I got Ubered yesterday. I don't even drink. Yeah, I feel like
Those
what
guys
the
like
heck?
it.
Nah, never mind. I got nothing. Empire Rest, 7 thermoquads. I got like 40 quadrajets. I have like 8 quadrajets, and I don't even know why. I hate them.
That is a good question.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Buddy has an 87 Fury 318, 40K original miles, white exterior, blue cloth interior, really nice. Plan is to do a Canadian wide pipe, ditch the lean burn. Recommendations? 318, so that should be the 2-barrel setup. So I mean BBD would go right on there, but so would a performer intake and a wee little Edelrock 4-barrel. So that's what I would do. And a Pertronix drop-in distributor, not a Pertronix module. I didn't explain what I meant well enough, and then I got yelled at by Tony in the comments while he was eating ice cream. What? Oh, wait, Jamie had a holly face? Tom's here. Yes, I did, actually. I totally did. I used to put hollies on everything. I thought they were the best.
Everything was hollies. He loved it.
But my favorite holly was a vacuum secondary 600 or whatever. So that was the magic carb. No working choke, but on my 66 Charger, 2 pumps of the gas, and it fired right up and idled like fuel injection. I put that same carburetor, vacuum secondary 600 or 650 or whatever, on the garbage can, and it was amazing. I got rid of a demon that was on it, and I put, or maybe the demon stayed on there for a time. Maybe I'm thinking of Drew's Dart. I don't know. Whatever. I used that same carb in some A-body, and it was fantastic.
He put hollies on everything and didn't like Edelbrocks.
Nope. I thought they were stupid.
And then I've had mostly Edelbrocks on everything.
Yeah. Well, I came around eventually.
Yeah. We got there in the end.
Hollies have their place. But anyway, that is what I would do. Yeah. Carbon intake. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So Edelbrock, AVS2, the small one. 650, I believe, or is it 600? Not sure. Performer intake manifold or similar, and Pertronix drop-in distributor, performance coil, done. No washers with tubes. That is correct. You use the tubes. If your engine has tubes, no washers on your spark plugs. Remove the washers. What? He's just doing laps.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe he wants to buy it.
Maybe. I don't know. We got a new neighbor like 20, 30 minutes ago. We've got an E450, what's the word? Motorhome next to us. We're kind of in the middle of the Eclipse goers. Those guys are busting out their chairs like 12 hours early.
There's someone behind you sitting on a chair, I think. Or maybe it's a scooter of some kind.
Is it yellow?
I can't see. I just see a white car with someone sitting behind it. It's blocked by Mom's head. Yeah, right there. No, yeah, right there. That's a person.
Yeah, that's two dudes in chairs. They're sitting behind a Chevy car.
Yeah, they're a little early. Anyway.
They're sitting under yeah, that's all right. We actually brought chairs. It was Alex's idea, and he's not even here now.
Nice.
And it takes up all the area under the package tray.
Perfect.
It's horrible. But we have chairs for the one occasion we need chairs.
Incredible.
We will use them.
Outlaw Andy says, I like the 383 noises on today's video. It sounds so good. It sounds amazing. 383, just basic 383, nothing super special. It's got a cam, reground cam, and whatever, but it's not like a crazy horsepower build. Set of long tube headers and purple hornies. It's honestly, so good.
Headers and purple hornies just kind of do that. Just kind of do that.
But it sounds so good. It has no business sounding as good as it does. It's amazing. I love it.
I just put purple hornies on this car. Like to ruin it a little bit.
Yeah, to ruin it. Yeah. Anyway, Outlaw Andy says that sounds suspiciously similar to the Hemi exhaust leak noises on his Challenger. Nice. Spitfire Mike, 71 Dodge 3/4 ton 3-3. Have any forged cranks or all cast? I'm not sure. And we were talking about that. I think it was Tom and I trying to figure out what the heck. I had heard that there were cast crank 383s in 71, but I don't actually know that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I have seen a forged crank 400. I don't know if someone built that or if it was factory. It was a 72 engine. No idea. 440 still had forged cranks through 73 and 74, somewhere around there. Somewhere around 75 they changed. Jay Slowy, yes, it's Colin and our mother who's there, and Hot Dog who drove over to the Eclipse. Our other brother was going to go. How far did he make it? Oregon?
Portland.
And then he was like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, I woke up to a message in the morning, and he was like, I realized I don't want to go. I'm taking a bus home. Can you take me to the bus station? Sure. Okay. All right. It would be nice if he were here, but I don't know how we would all fit in this car sleeping if he was. He made the right move.
He did.
Honestly.
I didn't. We didn't. It sucks. Like, it would have been cool to see that, but at the same time, we were like, yeah, no, that checks out. The moment you sent me a picture of him in the back seat,
dude, yeah,
I didn't think that was gonna last.
He said it was fine, but he decided at some point that it wasn't fine.
Yeah. Mexicans back there in a Walmart parking lot, which is definitely well lit with floodlights.
Yeah, without my light.
Classic dude Mike, a lot of Rick, but the 4-string kind, not the jangly kind. Did you guys know that the only instrument I've played in a band in the last several years is bass? AAR Valari Don Jr. Is there a way I can clean my LA roller lifters without taking them apart? Not really. I don't think so. You're not going to get the gunk out of them. I mean, I can't think of any good way to do that. I see a dog.
Yeah, dog. I was trying to show off the dog. I went the wrong way.
He's such a ray of sunshine. He lights up the whole parking lot. Well, he is actually well lit by an LED light right now. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
He adjusted the brightness on the webcam to adjust for your naturally emitted light.
Now I'm not being blinded.
The dark side of the moon while watching the eclipse. That checks out.
She does. I told her that we had to be careful with that because I was going to be filming and we didn't want to get a copyright strike.
Yeah. Incredible. Nice. Rad.
We did sneak one into the last Eclipse trip, but they didn't know because nobody watched it.
Wait, hold on. What happened? You snuck what in?
Like 5 seconds of Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
But they didn't know because nobody watched it.
Yeah, good times. Jay Sloy wants to know if you're going to start the Dead Dodge Brother YouTube channel. I encouraged him to, but he said he didn't care.
Yeah, I don't want to call it that. So if I come up with an actual name,
then we'll talk.
I probably would. But like my first 6 videos are going to be just all the Fury videos that are already up here anyway. So
yeah. Dave Stark. Hey, gents, thank you both for constantly entertaining me. And 2 videos this weekend. 3 videos this weekend, Dave. And a live stream. Dave's a happy camper. Well, thank you. We're happy to do it. KG Keeley. Magnum cylinder heads. Exhaust manifold bolt holes, wet or dry. Are the middle 2 wet or aren't they?
I believe they're all dry.
Okay, I think you're right. The middle 2 have studs factory, and so that's the thing that makes me think maybe they were wet. But right. I think you're right.
I put header bolts in these Magnum heads recently. They are all dry.
Okay.
I think I even Googled it to make sure.
Yeah. Someone else asked, and I'm just, for some reason, I thought those would be, yeah. 38 POS Racing says Holly Economizer was a top cover spreadboard, so that may well be what I'm thinking of. Yes, there are lots of Chrysler outboards at Rooster's Place. A lot.
Which do you remember the I think it was a Holly, the some kind of economy carburetor. that we put on the 273 and the Duster once. That was the one that backfired really badly and shot the oil fill cap at Aaron's truck. Do you remember the carb I'm talking about? I think we still have it somewhere.
I remember the backfire.
Yeah, my ears remember the backfire.
Yeah.
Still ringing to this day.
What?
It was some kind of Holly Eco
What was that?
carburetor, and it was a goofy one. It wasn't like that Summit carb. I think it had a... I don't remember.
I got nothing. I almost had something, but it left.
Yep, it's gone.
Anti-Stupid said, don't forget about the Chrysler Snow Runner. Yeah, we have one at Rocket, allegedly. There's supposed to be a video on that. We kind of missed the snow, unfortunately. They did all kinds of cool stuff in the 70s. Ridiculous stuff. Yes. And Dan dropped a description of the Snow Runner in the comments. Yes. I started filming a video on it. It's Evans that I work with at Rocket, but I think he collected some parts for it, but we haven't done anything with it yet. Classic dude Mike. I don't know what friend of mine would want that boat. It's a cool boat. But I don't know. Oh yeah, Tom didn't do a video this weekend. He was busy buying a bunch of signs and finding more cool projects. See you, Willie. Good luck. You're in a van down by the river. Almost. Mopar Man 67 says, both you guys rock. Great content. Thank you, Mopar Man. Appreciate that.
Right on. We do our best.
Oh, McLovin Garage is here and says, hey, Jamie and Colin, out in the shop organizing the Llama Barn parts and getting ready to swap parts from the parts car to Llama Barn.
How much of the parts car is going to be left when you're done with it, sir?
Trade offer. I get. Anyway, I don't. Yeah. Anyway, Colin might need that for reasons. Can we sand the primer off so it just turns to surface rust?
Dude, we could. We could.
And we got to drill holes in the doors to fix the shaved door handles anyway. So.
Oh yeah, fine with that.
You're gonna get your window back and your bumpers.
I need the bumpers. If they're going, I have to buy the car just to get the bumpers back. Really. Pretty much. Ryan. Yes. Go ahead. I know what to do with it. We put it right back in the Llama Barn, and we make a new Llama Barn rally.
I like where your head's at. I think there's a bunch of crap stored in there now, but I don't know. I got the car because they wanted to make space. They wanted to store stuff in there, yeah.
Put it next to the Charger.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Are Carters no longer? Well, not really, no. I mean, the 4-barrel Carter is the Edelbrock. That's, the AVS2
they live on in spirit.
Yes. The AVS2 is the Carter AVS with annular boosters or whatever you call those. Fancy boosters.
Whatever they are.
Whatever they are. And other nice little things. But, it's the same thing.
Tweaks.
Yeah, little tweaks. There's solid units. Tom says, I feel like I don't even know you anymore. Holly phase. Listen.
Yeah. I feel the same, but in the opposite direction now that he's an Edelbrock fan. The first time he said, put an Edelbrock on it, that took me by surprise. I was in shock.
Well, I've done the math. I did the research. I figured out which ones actually work well, and it's not the Hollies. I mean, they have their place, but for a street engine that you want to just run nicely, easily, and get good fuel economy, the Edelbrock's your guy.
Yeah.
Carter Edelbrock.
And they're easy to adjust.
That is the absolute best thing about it. And when they gum up, which they do, if you leave your wagon sitting in the brush for a year, it ends up full of gunk and you got to clean it all out. You pull the top plate off, you spray the main wells and everything out, clean out the gunk, put the top plate back on, and you're good to go. Try doing that in your Holly without making a mess. AR Valari Don Jr. You ever use mechanical DC race distributor on 340, 360? I have one of those. I haven't used it yet. Dale ran it on the Demon in the day. I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to. I'm actually planning to put that. The one I have is an electronic, direct connection electronic. So it's the iron body. the performance, direct connection performance distributor, but it's an electronic one, like the first performance electronic distributor. Not the first use of the electronic. They had it starting in 72 in some models, but he bought it in 72 or 3. But it has a tack drive, mechanical tack drive on it. And I have a Moroso mechanical tack and cable and bracket. So I'm going to try that out. Hopefully it works. We'll see. Oh, gotcha. The 87 Fury was his grandpa's car. It's a timepiece. Will be for sale afterwards. Yeah. To me, if you're not in an emission state, it's absolutely worth it to do what I described. It just makes it so much better. Yes, that was part of it. Well, kind of. I mean, vapor lock wasn't as much of a thing with decent gas back in the day, but they did have fuel boiling issues in high performance GMs with the whatchamacallit?
Quadrajet.
Thank you. And also the other problem with the Quadrajet is the fuel bowls were so small.
Mm-hmm. So they would like run out of fuel.
Right. In performance applications. So the Thermoquad was designed as a performance replacement for that. It was spread bore. It was set up to go in its place, but it also had a universal throttle linkage, so it could be used as a performance installation on anything. And then Chrysler liked the design and started using it in 71. Oh, awesome. Jeff Hutchins. I've had my own shop, not automotive, for 26 years. My son started his own diesel shop about 8-9 months ago. I made him watch your video on how to not run a business. You were exactly right. I know. And wow, that's awesome. I'm so glad. And I hope he can learn something from our mistakes. We knew what we were doing was dumb and stupid, but I mean, it is what it is. We did it the way we did it. And, it's not that I have any regrets. I definitely have zero regrets getting out of that business. I much prefer what I'm doing now by far. But we had some good times. We met a lot of people and we did some cool stuff. But yeah, we're not business people. We're Mopar guys. I mean, fiddling with these cars and such, and now making videos, that's kind of our thing. And being in business to be in business and to make money, that was never our thing. We were too honest. We never built enough. We just didn't do the things you're supposed to do to have a money-making operation. So yeah, if someone else can actually get something out of that, awesome. That's super great. The Q-Jet was designed by Old Man Carter. Then he sold it to General Motors. At the same time, he was designing the ABS for Chrysler. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know anything about that history. Do you know why Chrysler had lean burn on a 98 Diplomat, but the 88 Diplomat, but the 84 Ram Charger had a regular carbon distributor? I don't know why. I don't know if it's emissions related or what. I've seen lean burn trucks, and I've also seen super late regular carb trucks, and I don't know what's what. I've seen a lean burn slant truck. I've seen a carbureted slant truck, around the same age. I have no idea. I don't know. Yes, 383s are so good. People keep asking me why I like them so much. Because they're awesome. Chris Freemaster lives in the path of 100% totality, so he gets to see it from his front yard. Well, lucky you. Nice. You got to have some spare chairs for the broken Fords on the side of the road. It's just polite.
Yeah, you're right.
Nice. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, you picked up that club cab and we were talking about engine swap. It's pretty straightforward. There's less to it than I thought. Especially with the stick, just getting the right bell housing solves the problem. The cam in the 3, I never mentioned this in the video. We were just so busy doing it. I never really got into a lot of the details. I tried to edit some in later, but Oregon cams ground the cam that is in that engine. And I think they resurfaced lifters for him too. So,
and which one? The 383?
In the 383, yeah. It's from Oregon cams.
Right on.
And I don't know specs. I know nothing about it.
I've heard of them. I've never used them.
Oregon cams in Vancouver, Washington.
That's confusing. I think I read some people like using them for slant cams.
Uh-huh.
I think they were one of the ones people talk about using.
Yeah, Delta's in Tacoma. They are closer to us. Oregon cams isn't super far either. But yeah, I plan to use Delta next time I need that.
I didn't know they were that close.
Well, 38 POS, it's not that simple because, again, I have seen lean burn trucks. There were plenty of lean burn trucks, but there were also carbureted trucks. And I don't know what years, what areas, I know nothing. I have no idea. No idea. You need a wagon for the family excursions. Got it.
Yeah. Should have gotten a Fury wagon.
Jeff Hutchins' 74 truck 440 has a steel crank. Yeah, I think it's, I just don't know the exact changeover. I know it's, 75-ish. Yeah, the buzz around the Eclipse is absolutely insane. Hotel rooms at places like Holiday Inn going for $1,000. I don't know about that. I've never done that. I would just take them apart and clean them and put them back together. It's not that hard. Stage Zero Jason just did his recently, and he told me it was. I say it's not that hard. I've never done it, but I've known people that have, and he said it wasn't a big deal at all. At least I think it was him. Pretty sure. Yeah, Holly 4010 series. That sounds right. Hang on. That's yes. Holly 4010. Yep. And that is the one I was thinking of that I hated. And then the Summit Carb. Yeah, they just have Summit branded Hollies. That's lazy. But they also have, maybe that is the 4010 Holly rebadged as a Summit. Isn't there an Autolite carb that looks like that too? I don't even know. And frankly, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Do you need me to
the painter.
Turn the camera. Oh, okay. I think you're good. Roger.
Rad. Vic's gonna do another live tomorrow. I might actually be able to come to that, but we'll see. And Dead Dodge Bros Garage. I'm not changing the name. Still waiting for a forward look Chrysler. Hey, again, as soon as I get the chance, I'll do it. I'm not going to Canada to buy a Phoenix though. Dart Dude 408 says, "Nice beards."
Thank you, sir. A dude in a bathroom earlier complimented my hair.
Oh, yes. The luscious flowing locks. The picture of you with your hair out the window.
Oh, I know. I was trying to get Henry to take one of me with his tablet. I don't know if he did.
We've played this game before. Which of you two fine gents is the senior sibling? Guess. The painter fuel economy. What's that again?
Yeah, I don't know on this trip. Usually I have some idea.
Oh, okay. He's swapping front bumpers, leaving the rear bumper. See, what I was going to say is you could put the better bumper on, but then you need to get all the stickers again, and that would be, The rear bumper is in pretty rough shape, so I thought you might want to do that. I thought you had
character.
It does. But, how do you polish rust, like rust holes?
Right.
I thought you had a better grill for that.
I had extra grills that went to that doofus in Oregon. One of them was missing some of the tabs that actually screw them onto the car, I think. And the centerpiece is smashed because Ben backed into it with a Focus and was going to buy me a new one and never did. There was one on eBay forever that was like nice and primer, but it's not the right color. Yeah, I don't know. But I thought those grills were reasonably nice otherwise.
Yeah, I didn't think they were too bad. But the other ones must be nicer. So
yeah, the ones on that other car did look nice. So whatever.
Yes, Edelbrock does make a Holly now. Edelbrock makes a really good Holly. We're gonna have to check out in a few minutes here. I'm trying to get through the comments real fast. I will try to do that. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out. And again, if you want to follow along Colin's misadventures, he's in Missouri now to see the eclipse, and then he will be heading on to Plymouth in his Plymouth, and he will be at the Plymouth, Massachusetts Cars and Coffee next Sunday in the Fury.
Yes, it goes from 7 to 10. We're probably going to show up at like 8.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Howdy, Joel Shooter. How's it going? Which of you does Mom like better?
Whoa!
Apparently, it's an old Smothers Brothers bit. Apparently, it's Glenn. I thought it was a scooter too, but apparently, it's a chair. There were people going by in scootery things a minute ago too.
Yeah, there were 2 of them.
Nice. People actually. One commenter today said they wanted to see Dodge van videos, and I might happen.
We do. You do have a van or 6 that could make an
I got
appearance.
options. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pressure wash the family van. It's just hideous right now.
Good. If you had Sharpied Plymouth on that, we could have been in that right now.
Well, also someone would have had to put a clutch master cylinder back in it, and then someone else would have had to figure out a transmission for that, or
We have an iron one to rebuild.
that's the good news. But it's in Salt
Well-
Lake City, so that's going to be a problem.
Jordan has an iron one to rebuild.
Right. Yeah, lean burn. Biggest Mopar tragedy of all time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mexican spec, I was thinking the same thing. Might be whether it was for California production or not. And again, that's what I was saying. I don't know if it's different emission specs or what it is. I just know some have it, some don't. So, yeah. I don't
That would
trust
be my
the lean
guess.
burn. No. I like Ricardo Montalban's leather, rich Corinthian leather in his car, but I don't like the lean burn. I'm not about that. Jay wants to know if my sister's going to be on the next live chat. I don't know. Maybe, I guess. I think she left. She must have left. She didn't respond.
Wow.
Oh, she said
She never
probably
leaves.
not, sometime later. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, lean burn, what state you're in. Well, that's what I said. I don't know. But I'm assuming that's part of it. Delta is awesome. Yes, that is what I've heard. Nice. I've heard they're very good and they are not far. So, yeah. Robert Fitz has seen Totality twice. I never have, and I never will. Yes.
There's another one in 22 years.
Okay. I thought, is there? Is it in North America?
It's just going to be a while.
Well, all right. That's fine. Jason's Hot Rod Power Tour Part 2 video is where he took the lifters apart. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. I remembered correctly. Yes, early 318s, forged crank, 273s, forged crank until 68. 318 truck engines also. Yes, forged crank. Yep. I'm well familiar. Paul Stanley, do you ever find cars in your area without rust? Well, sometimes. Those are the ones I get really excited about.
This one was without rust.
No rust. There's very little rust. Oh, this will be my mom's third total Eclipse. Nice.
Yeah.
How many times have you been stopped by the cops?
Just once, and it's because we were in the middle of nowhere, Oregon, and a Jeep cut me off, and I didn't turn off my high beams. So I got a warning. I got a warning for failure to dim.
Ah, nice. All classics rest. Yeah, and they're friggin' LEDs. So,
Dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone asked about that. They're so horrible. All classics checking out a couple minutes ago. Keep up the great work, Jamie. Have a safe and fun rest of your trip, Colin. And we'll catch up tomorrow. Sounds good.
Doing our best.
Come to Kinmundy, Illinois. I will give you some glasses and you can see my Mopars. Tony Stanley.
Kinmundy, Illinois. Where I think we're skipping Illinois this time, like entirely.
How are you? Never mind.
Driving up through Michigan. We're going like around it.
Yeah.
And then into Wisconsin and then west from there.
So never mind. That's fine.
There's a bridge. You go around the Great Lake.
Okay. That's what I was gonna ask. There's a bridge. I didn't know there was a bridge.
I've tried to go to the Upper Peninsula like 3 or 4 times and it's never worked out. So I'm taking destiny into my own hands this time.
Thank you very much, Don Jr. Appreciate that. Rich Jordan also here and says safe travels, Colin and family. Lean burn in a road toad, that would be tragic. Thankfully, that's not a thing. Yeah, my mom's an Eclipse chaser. She's been all over. When the lean burn runs good, they're great until they're done. Yes, 340. Yes, I'm fully aware of that. We weren't talking about 340s. We were talking about 318s. And that's not correct. No. Mid 70. No, the changeover is in the 72 production run. Don't know the exact date, but they were forged through 71 production. So, and the compression was still high through 71 production. They lowered the compression ratio for 72 on the 340. It went from orange to blue in February of 71, but it was still forged crank, still high compression. 72 production, they lowered the compression ratio, but it kept forged crank until mid 72 production run somewhere. And I believe that was actually in the beginning of 1972, but I could be wrong. I can't remember that one. So no, you can't say they're always cast because there are 72 production 340s with a forged crank. Mid 72, they went cast. 73 were cast. But 71 cars, they are all forged. Good night, Paul Steinberg, Eli Webb. How do you like your LED bulby thingies in your Fury?
They're not bad. I never aimed them, but they're okay. They're the cheaper ones. I bet Holly ones are better, but they're $200 a bulb. So for the price, great. I paid $200 for the set, but it's not really like a focused beam. It's just like, there's light out there, and they work better. They're like a step up from the ones I had before, so I'm happy.
Just aim the sealed beams right, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, especially if you put them on a relay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Relays and good bright bulbs and aiming, and you've got headlights that work. I mean, the 66 Charger headlights were fantastic. I need to do all that in the 68. They are in a relay in the 68, aren't they? Or there was a relay in there.
Maybe.
Because it had those goofy halogen thingies.
Yeah, it had something going on.
I don't know. But anyway, they're still not aimed right. Like, they still don't work very well.
Yeah.
Good night, Dan. Thanks for being here. Dan has like 3 cast 340 crankshafts laying around and B&M flex plates. Dan's got
right on
stuff. Oof. Jeff Deal said, "You guys rock. I'm now planning to get down to Carbondale. I'll see Carbondale, Illinois, to see the Eclipse tomorrow afternoon." Nice.
That was one of our options we were considering going to, depending on weather, but we settled on Poplar Bluff, so here we are.
Yeah, that has been my experience. Mexican spec, just good sealed beams. I don't do aftermarket lights. I don't like them at all. I saw a comment that mentioned E-code halogen headlights, and I don't know what that means. I just go to the parts store and say, "Give me the brighter sealed beams," and they hand them to me, and
and then you put them in the car.
Yeah. Paul Stanley, being a quadriplegic, I still have several Mopars, even though I can't drive them anymore. It's like a disease. I can't get rid of them. Man, if that happened to me, I would be right there with you. I'd be sitting in the garage staring at them. It's yeah. So yeah, I get it. It is a disease. There's no question there. Nice. Holly LEDs are like an eclipse without the moon. Too bright. Good night, classic dude Mike. Take it easy. European code for left-hand drive. E-code. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Nice. Mexican spec will be too busy trying to get the 99 Ram Charger fixed tomorrow. Awesome. Stephen Andrews, safe and awesome journey, Colin. Would like to take US 12 from Aberdeen all the way to Detroit one day. I kind of like the sound of that.
I have not taken it all the way to Detroit, being that I've never been to Michigan, but I have taken it all the way from Aberdeen to Minneapolis, and we are, depending on how long it takes us to get that far, we're more than likely going to do the reverse of that on this trip. We're going to pick up 12, probably in Minneapolis, because that's the easiest place to start it, and take it all the way home if we have time. If not, we're bombing home on 90.
Yeah. Very cool. Oh, Winton Wright had a 72 Duster with a forged crank, early build. Yep. Sounds right. All right, well, I think it's dinner time.
What's dinner?
The thing I'm going to go eat.
Okay.
I don't have a song. A question. A last moment question. Tony Stanley, will 360 Magnum exhaust manifolds work on non-Magnum engines? Yes, they will.
Yes, and you should use them.
They're great. I recommend that anytime you have room for it and you need a good manifold. Yeah.
They will not fit in an A body without manual steering.
Tried that.
Yep, doesn't work.
Yeah.
But other than that, use them. If you don't want headers, get the Magnum manifolds.
Oh, was Hot Dog any help on repairing the Fury?
He helped dismantle it when we were taking the old floor bits out. That was in the video.
But on the road trip.
Oh, on the road trip. He's been trying to help. He kind of helped jack up the car with baby Miles in Salt Lake City. He has not had the opportunity to hold the flashlight, so I haven't been able to yell at him for pointing it wrong.
Damn it. He is not going to grow up right if you don't.
I know.
It out right now.
I don't know. He's been moral support. So, kind of.
Robert Fitch. I guess I'll play Rumble, but anyway, yes, they should fit in your D100 just fine, Tony. Great, should be just fine. Yeah, getting yelled at for holding the light wrong is a rite of passage. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You know, you're messing up. Paul Stanley says the way you show love for your son is overwhelming. Well, he kind of seems to like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can a
He's
318
pretty cool,
LA
dude.
be a good swap for my 395 speed Dakota? Yeah, I'd do a Magnum though. I'd do a Magnum. Stick with the Magnum. You won't be disappointed. LA won't bolt in there without conversion brackets. Charger. There was a late Charger. I liked it. Anyway.
Yeah, it rumbled the other way, but it goes too.
Yeah. There you go. Super late. Hail, dude. Cypher, you are aggressively late.
Just a little.
Just a little bit late. All right, here we go. Playing the song, my people. Someday I'll have to get the whole band in here to do it.
There you go.
See you, Joel. Thanks for dropping in. Mexicans back. See you later. Adios. Buena suerte. Oh, why do I always mess that up? Link Ray does rule, Glenn. You are right. All right, I'm going to go eat dinner. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Follow Colin on Instagram at 273_Duster. And see you in the comments in next week, I guess.
Peace.
Good luck.
We'll be out here on the road. Well, tomorrow we're going to be watching the sun get covered up by a moon. And then after that, we will be stuck in Eclipse traffic for the 12 hours following that. And then eventually we'll make it to Plymouth.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Peace.
See you later.